Snake oil cable. Why do people spend such absurd money on cable that you know, is going to be, well, let's say a lot thicker than this, you know, or maybe cable that's about the thickness of this toy snake, you know, and there's the snake and there's the oil. Well, it's olive oil, but oil's oil. I mean, this is this stuff. Yeah, 14 gauge it says. Wow, you know, 200 feet. I mean, this was like £20 or something. I mean, that's cheap. 200 feet, blimey. You get some great bargains, you know. I mean, I've used this on my bass shakers, on one of the bass shakers, because I've rewired the bass shakers, but, you know, still got, you know, enough here to sort of like rewire something else, but I've got no need to rewire anything else. If I thought that something had a problem with the cable or such, I would check it with a voltmeter. There's a voltmeter there. That's one of two actually. That one I need to open up, change the battery. Battery's flat on that. Yeah, I've got another one in the room. You know, I've got all these connections, connectors. You know, I mean, I've got test equipment. You know, like multimeter, 4-channel oscilloscope. 4-channel oscilloscope. Bit of common sense. You know, I mean, my cable management's not all brilliant, but I don't really give a damn. As long as it works, I don't give a damn. But I think if you're going to spend like, I mean, I've seen so many of these videos, they just pop up all the time on YouTube. I mean, a video where some guy spends $150 for just 1 meter of speaker cable just to go from his snake oil amplifier over to his snake oil loudspeakers. Providing his hearing is still good, you know, and he isn't totally wrecked. I mean, I got tinnitus, you know, so, you know, I have days on and off where it's bad, but yeah, this is as far as we've ever been able to get. You know, I use microphones and frequency testing. I use test equipment to test, validate the, you know, I mean, I could check the impedance on the cable, blah blah blah. Run a frequency sweep through it. I mean, I've got a THX sound system to, you know, check the signal from the amplifiers to the speakers, back over to the THX, and then up to the computer, onto the RAM, the RTA, the true RTA, the Win RTA, whatever I'm using. If it showed something like that wasn't like the other channels that I'm, you know, then, you know, I've got a fault somewhere. You know, I correct it. I don't need to go out and spend absurd 150 or 1,000 just for a freaking speaker cable that's got a load of bullshit wrapped around it. You know, they someone probably have cable like that and then stick it in a stick it through a common hose pipe tubing, and then put some stupid connections on the end, and then make a claim it's bloody audiophile frickin' cable. You all get where I'm going with this. I mean, it's just absurd. Yeah, it's just absurd. I mean, do some simple connections there, or some because I haven't got a lead sort of thing, so I'll just make a compromise, and I want to monitor the speaker amplifier return over to the with the RTA analyzer on the with the in room, and I'll just pump it through these crocodile clips and into the I don't get any signal loss. The only thing I don't like is the signal noise ratio that I always see on the true RTA or the REM, because it's got a certain signal to noise ratio on it, and I'm always trying to figure, well, how to get that signal noise ratio down lower. Because if I disconnect the lead on the computer here, boom, I don't get any signal going in, and obviously all that signal noise ratio, which on the REM kind of goes from here and then slopes down and then goes up just a little bit. It has a certain curve. I expect to see something flat with noise, of course, that is minus 100 or 120 so dB down, and then whatever test signal I put through, a sine wave, check an amplifier, and then I can see a harmonics on there. I don't like that, all these audiophiles with their bloody bullshit. I'll tell you, it just really pisses me off. Well, actually, it don't really piss me off. Well, it does piss me off, because some poor sap out there is going to go out and buy that crap just because they watch some bloody video. Jesus Christ. I mean, you think about it. You look at the cable that goes inside a speaker. The fine copper coil that makes up for the voice coil. That's very thin. That's, but it's engineered in a way. Yeah. And then you look at all the other cables that go inside it. I mean, it's got to be thin in a way. Otherwise, if it were too thick, it wouldn't fit in the slot on the magnet structure, or you would have to make the magnet structure a lot bigger. And then fit, but you look inside, and you see, say, passive crossovers and the common cable they use. No more common than some of the cables I've got down here. Really, it's bloody it's lunacy, just sheer lunacy. You don't need to spend hundreds, thousands on freaking cables. What? Just so you can post up a video with your ego for your bloody audiophile system, for crying out loud. Oh dear. I mean, if I wanted, cable for cinema is often a little bit thicker, and yet it's cheap. It's still cheap. It might cost a few hundred or so, because it's on a longer. There's many more feet of it. because it's got to go from the projection room over to the speakers, or sometimes it's just a different type of it's an audio output cable, and it's going from projection over to behind the screen, a THX cinema or such, where they got all the amplifiers with maybe shorter length of cables, then going to the subs and the bass bins and the horns, or sometimes it's the other way round. But you know, they don't go to such absurdity with. I mean, I have seen some things read. I can't recall what it was called, but it was used at the THX Stag Theatre or something or whatever, and I think it was a box that connects to the speakers, or so, you know, you got the speaker cables going into this box, and then from the box it then connects to the speakers. So what's in the box? What's inside the box, for crying out loud? It's a box that's, I think it's about the size of this keyboard, or a little bit smaller, and it costs $25,000. What? I think someone at Skywalker Sound or Lucasfilm is trying to rip off George Lucas. What's inside the box? If anyone knows what I'm talking about, you probably know what I'm talking about there. I mean, it's I'm just trying to remember what I think it was something called Odyssey. Not like, you know, Odyssey for bloody room EQ, that sort of bloody things. I think it was something. Oh dear. And I just wonder how many of these units or whatever, and speaker cable and all that nonsense with battery on them with a little LED, and you pray and you get, oh wow. If you're going to spend something like that, bloody hell, you want that in view in your room if you've spent that sort of anyway, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Yeah, I'm done with this rant. I think anyone knows where I'm going with it, and it's just common sense, you know, for crying out loud. You know, I mean, buying thick freaking cable is not going to improve your frequency response. It's not going to improve frequency dips and nulls that you're going to get in your room. Oh wow, you can test that cable going from your amplifier to a system where you can, you know, check it's, you know, safely on a computer without blowing the computer up. I wouldn't, you know, don't connect a cable up to your computer, you know, from your amplifier. You blow your computer to smithereens. I mean, I could test it on my THX system, and you know, I think I would just get the same result. Negligible. It's you know, obviously if it's going to be a little bit more thicker, I can double the thickness on any cable. I could use maybe very thin and then check and then see what goes on, and then something thicker, as long as that cable isn't picking up EMI, electromagnetic interference and such, or whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'm done talking about it, because I just think all this bloody audiophile speaker cable, audio cable, it's just bullshit.